Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tucker Miller here again, and like I said, for my next movie review, I'm gonna be reviewing on The Prince of Egypt. Came out in 1998. So the plot of this movie is we got this character named Moses, who was voiced by Val Kilmer. When Moses was a baby, his mom wanted to save his life from all the slavery and everything. So Moses, his Moses' mom puts him in a basket and sends him off to the river, and and so he can have go to a place that he can be free and safe from everything. So yeah, then Moses got adopted by this royal family, and then he's gonna grow up being a pharaoh and also a prince of Egypt. Then one day, years later, Moses realized that he was adopted, and he came from a family of slaves. So yeah, and then Moses became God's chosen one, and God tells him to let his people go. And yeah. So it's up to Moses to let his people go, and that's basically what the plot is. Now, what do I have to say about The Prince of Egypt? Great movie. This is this is a fantastic DreamWorks movie that many people don't really talk about. Yeah, not many people talk about this movie that much. I love this movie. I love it. Everything about this movie is really good. And I'll say this movie is definitely religious. This movie is religious. I have to say this is DreamWorks' most religious film ever. So yeah. Because this movie is based on the Exodus, in the Bible. So yeah, this movie is based on the Exodus that is in the Bible. So yeah. Now let's talk about the characters of this movie. Moses is a great character. And I have to say Val Kilmer did a great job voicing him. And got the film's main villain, Ramesses. He's a great character. He's a great villain. One of the greatest DreamWorks villains of all time. And Sabora, which is this character. Sabora, she's a great character, too. And Moses' foster dad, which is the Pharaoh, he's a great character too. And I have to say Patrick Stewart did a great job voicing him. And yeah. And then we also got Marion, who is Moses' biological sister. Marion is a great character. And I have to say Sandra Bullock did a great job voicing her. And Aaron, which is Moses' biological brother, he's a great character too. So yeah. So those are the characters I can think of on top of my head. So yeah, this movie has some great voice actors. Val Kilmer, Steve Martin, which he played one of the priests. Yeah, Val Kilmer, Steve Martin, Patrick Stewart, Sandra Bullock, and much more. So yeah, this movie does have some great voice talent. So yeah. Now let's talk about the songs in this movie. And yes, this movie right here is a musical. It has multiple songs. So let's get to some of the songs. Deliver Us? Deliver Us was a great song. And even that the lullaby, the Moses' mom's lullaby, that was a beautiful song where she puts Moses into the basket and to the river and send him her last lullaby. Beautiful song. One of the beautiful is lullabies I heard in a movie. Just beautiful. The River Lullaby. And yeah, that was also from Deliver Us. Yeah, Deliver Us was a great song. All I Ever Wanted. That's another great song. Heaven's Eyes. Heaven's Eyes was another great one. And Playing with the Big Boys Now. Another good one too. And there's one other song. The Pwigj. If I'm pronouncing that right. That was another great song. And probably my favorite song in this movie is When You Believe. That's right. My favorite song in this movie will have to go to When You Believe. Such a beautiful song, and yeah. What a wonderful song that was. And the music, and in the end credits, Mariah Carey sings the song at the end credits too. So yeah. But in the movie, Marianne and Sabor was sung it. But yeah, love Prince of Egypt. Love that song, When You Believe. So yeah, that's probably my favorite song from this entire movie. And yeah, I enjoy Prince of Egypt a lot. I actually like this better than Ants. Not saying Ants is a bad movie. Ants is underrated, but this is probably... I like this better than Ants. I already did a review. I did... My Ants was my previous review. So yeah, right now I'm reviewing The Prince of Egypt. And yeah, everything about this movie is so good. I love all the songs. Characters are great. Really love the animation. Man, I miss these animated movies when they were all hand-drawn. I miss those days. I kind of miss those days when they were hand-drawn. Although I mostly grew up with computer animated movies such as Toy Story, Monsters Inc., and Finding Nemo and Ratatouille, and etc. But yeah, I mostly grew up with CGI and computer animated movies. But man, this is like one of the greatest hand-drawn 90s animated movies, as well as stuff like Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Pocahontas, and I think I said Aladdin already, and Mulan, and yeah, Swan Princess, Anastasia, and yeah. Those like hand-drawn 90s animated movies. That was... which I'll probably review on all the Disney movies that I mentioned probably next year, and I'll probably... and as for Swan Princess and Anastasia, I'll review those some other time. But yeah, now back to the Prince of Egypt. Yeah, and Prince of Egypt has really good animation. Just, it was beautifully done. And if you're religious, this is definitely the movie for you if you're religious. Even if you're not religious, you can still check this movie out. I mean, I'm sort of religious, but sometimes I am, but sometimes I'm not. But you know, if you don't know me, I am sort of religious. Almost. But yeah, if you know me, if you didn't know about this, so yeah, that's something new you know about me. I'm kind of half religious and half not. But yeah. And yeah, although this movie doesn't get talked about that much, no one has ever thought about this movie in years. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. I really recommend this movie. Especially if you're a Christian. And yeah, even if you're not a Christian, you can still check this movie out. But yeah. So yeah, that's all I can say about the Prince of Egypt. So yeah. So I'm gonna give the Prince of Egypt a 10 out of 10. There are absolutely no flaws with this film. Great characters, great story. Of course, this movie is based on the Exodus in the Bible. So yeah, great story, the music is great and everything. Everything about this movie is so wonderful. Again, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. So, yeah. So anyways, that is it for my movie review on The Prince of Egypt. And stay tuned for my next movie review, which will be on The Road to El Dorado. Until then, see you in the next video. Bye.